Smile and wave.
Hello.
Looking good up there.
Yeah.
Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jamie, one of the ground crew volunteers here with the Collings Foundation, and we got a little treat for you today. As you guys can see, it is a beautiful day out here on the airfield, and if I pan around, we have that outside ready to go flying. So that is only one of 2 flyable F-100s in the entire world, and we own one of them, and it's awesome. This is an F-100 F model, and we are sending her up for her first flight ever since we had to fix a landing gear valve issue that prevented her from going down to an air show in Florida for Sun and Fun this year. That was unfortunate, but like we always like to say, the airplane always has the final say whether she wants to go flying or not. So we fixed all that. This is her checkout flight just to make sure everything's good to go. We've done all the tests on the ground here. It's time to put her back in the air and get her back flying on the air shows for her scheduled shows this year. So we're looking forward to that. So this should be a pretty good day. Alright, in from the editing room, and what we got going on here, we got the air cart running, getting the engine spooled up, and we're waiting for the engine to get to the right RPM before Rick, our pilot, advances the throttle and hits the igniters. And at that point, the engine will be lit right here. We have successful ignition, the engine is lit, and now it's got to come up to speed. So the air actually stays on until we reach a minimum speed, at which point the air is cut off because the engine is not only self-sustaining but self-accelerating from that point all the way to its idle speed. So once that speed is reached, we'll signal through the crew chief, Christopher, right here, and he'll signal right here to cut off the air. The engine is now completely self-sustaining and self-accelerating. Alright, now we got a few other things left to do. One of which is, you'll notice there's a couple of panels open on the spine of the aircraft behind the cockpit. So this is always something that happens on the first flight of the day for an F-100, and this happened back during military service as well. So underneath those panels are the access points for the hydraulic reservoirs. So you'll notice that some of the flight controls are being moved subtly, and what's happening is the hydraulic systems are being bled of any trapped air, and on top of that, the reservoir levels themselves are checked. Everything happens up there on the spine. There's a few other things in there to check that I cannot remember off the top of my head, but there's a few things up there that are being looked at. And again, this happened on every F-100 flight for the first flight of the day. The only other time the crew would ever get back in here is if the jet came back and the pilots mentioned something about the hydraulics or anything else weird that would warrant them to be back inside this panel for a maintenance issue or something. What you're also seeing on the wings here is that the leading edge slats, and these are all mechanical, these are in the down position. That is normal, and it's forward airspeed that would push them back flush with the wing surface. So that's a kind of a neat system there. Alright, fast forwarding a little bit, another one of these panels is being buttoned up. This is part of the air conditioning system. This is one of the vent ducts for it. So this is getting buttoned up as we speak. And again, this is always happens on the first F-100 flight of the day. Now the final panel, and this is the big one, and this has some quick release latches, and then there's a flathead screw fitting that secures this down into final position once everything is latched into place. And this is one of the final things that happens up here on the spine of the aircraft. There's a few other checks like flight control surfaces that we'll see here momentarily, but this is it as far as what's happening up topside on the aircraft. And they are all done. Here they come. So crew chief comes down, all the other crew up topside, ladder comes off, and away we go. Got a few more things to check here. This being one of them. This is the speed brake that you see coming down out of the bottom of the airplane. This is at full extension. That's the speed brake all the way down. And there it goes all the way back up. And then next thing you'll see is the flaps coming down on the wings, like so. That is the full down position, and once those come down, you'll also see the speed brake come down, but it does not go all the way down. That is normal, and that is part of the flap scheduling. So flaps go back up. A couple more checks happen here. Alright, one of the last things is you notice that there's a pin in the nose gear. This is one of the last things that gets pulled, and then the pin has to get passed up to the pilot. So, one good toss later, once you get his attention, and whoopsie, not quite. One more, and oh, that made it. Good catch there, Rick. Alright, now the intercom cable gets unplugged. It is connected right up there inside the nose gear bay. And here we go. Taxi forward and off we go. Enjoy the rest of the flight, guys. Alright everybody, while I was over there helping out with the F4, the F-100 came back. From what I've been told, the flight was good, everything's looking good to go. So she is ready to go back in the air. So we're very happy to have the Hun in condition 1 status yet again. That's awesome. All right, one thing before I end the video here, there are actually two of us here that do the YouTube side. You got me, which is Diesel Thunder Aviation, the channel that you're watching right now. The other is Jet Jared. He's a pilot here at the airfield, and he gets to help fly some of these awesome airplanes. So I will leave a link, I believe on, it's this, I always forget which side of the screen the link pops up on, but there's going to be a link somewhere up here on the screen for you guys, and as well as down in the video link, or the video description, I should say. So be sure and check out his channel. We tend to coordinate, especially on flight videos. I tend to do a little bit more of the ground crew side of things. He does a lot more of the flying side of things. That way we don't overlap each other unintentionally. This is something that we tend to do for the benefit of you all. So be sure and check out his channel. Again, links will be up here somewhere and down in the video description. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.